Hi and welcome back to Yum Paleo. My name is Andrew and today I'm going to be doing a really delicious dish with pork. So I've got two pork bellies here. Now the reason I've got two here, no specific reason other than the fact that I was cooking this, planning on cooking it for 6 people, so I've just added a little bit of extra. Yeah, this is quite a reasonable size here, and what we've done is we've just crisscrossed the crackling or the skin. Now when you get these from the butcher, you can either buy them already boned with the bone in them, or you can buy them as a deboned pork belly. What I have done, obviously you can see from here, is I have just deboned it myself. So you just debone those ribs off them. Now you can either do, if you're a really fancy pants with a knife, you can do this in front of your guests before you throw this in the oven. Otherwise, you just take the bones out. It's really just quite simple. You just peel it back and you just sort of nibble away at it with a knife until you get these off. These are really wonderful for cooking separately, and also they make really good stock. So, okay, so anyway, what we've got is two really fantastic, yummy, meaty looking pieces here. And like I say, I've just crisscrossed them, and I've just got some garlic as well. So I'm just going to tidy up this garlic and just get the loose skin off it, as you do. But basically it's a very simple preparation for a pork belly, and it's something that you cook quite slowly. So you're going to be doing this for between sort of 4 and 4.5 hours in the oven, and just, yeah, like I say, taking your time. Just take your time. Anyway, just peeling this garlic off because I'm just adding a little bit of extra yummy goodness to it. There we go. So anyway, what we're going to do, just put that garlic to one side. Got these two fillets, they're nicely crisscrossed. And we're just going to smother this in oil and a little bit of ground rock salt. So usually with paleo we don't add salt to something, but because it's pork belly it really needs it. So we're just going to add some salt to it like so, and a little bit of pepper. You don't have to do the pepper, but I like to throw a little bit of pepper at it. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to lovingly smother this in some olive oil like so, and you're just going to work that in with your fingers, and just, it's like massaging this lovely piece of pork. So if you're good at massage, this will be really easy. Play it some nice music if you like. Anyway, so you're just working that into the scores of the skin and just working all that goody goodness in. So that kind of looks all right. Just going to make a little bit of space on the board there. Just wash my oily fingers. Right, so I've got some garlic here as well. I've got some fairly hefty cloves, and what we're going to do is I'm just going to chop them into some slices, and I just want to sort of push these slices into some of the folds in the skin. So you can just sort of chop it into small pieces, and the idea is just that we're going to let that garlic just slowly cook and let its flavour into the meat. Of course, over 4.5 hours it's going to smell pretty fantastic. So these cloves are fairly huge actually, so you need to sort of chop them fairly small, and we're just going to sort of just dot them out a wee bit, and just where we can just force them in. There we go. So we're just going to move these across into the pan and just lay them out. And you're going to put them in skin side up. Now they just fit quite snugly in there. And we've preheated our oven to 130 degrees, which is in Celsius. In Fahrenheit, that's about 260 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's a fairly low temperature, but that's the whole point of this, is that we're doing this over a quite long period of time. So anyway, we're going to bung that in like so. Looking pretty good there. I'm actually just going to add a wee bit more salt onto it as well, like so. And we're just going to throw that in the oven. So we'll come back to that in probably about 3.5 hours. And that's when we're going to serve this with a medley of vegetables, and we're just going to stir fry them and cook them in, which is going to be really yummy. So anyway, it's something you're going to want to prepare beforehand. Obviously 4 hours is a long time to have it in the oven, so it's an early morning or an early afternoon kind of thing to have it ready for your meal. But I'll see you back here in 4 hours, and let's see how it's going to look then. See you soon. Okay, welcome back. So the pork belly has been here in the oven for around 3 hours, just going really nice and slow. It's crisping up a little bit, but obviously to really crisp that crackling on the top, that'll be something we'll be doing probably in the last sort of 10 or so minutes, where we whack it right up under the grill and turn it up really high. So to go with it, what we're doing here is just a really delicious medley of colourful roast vegetables. So what I have done is I've just chosen a few of my favourite paleo type vegetables that I think will roast nicely. So what I have here is 3 kumara, which are sweet potatoes. I've got about 6 or 7 parsnips. The only reason I had that many is I had a few extras in the fridge, and I was like, well, heck, I like parsnips, so they're something that I'll throw in there as well. I've washed and peeled 3 fairly large beetroot as well, because I'm going to chop that up. I have 1, 2, 3, I have 4 red peppers. Again, really simple, just getting it for the colour and for the flavour. Throwing in some tomatoes as well. Obviously these aren't strict paleo in the sense that they're a new world type of vegetable, but or fruit actually, but I just think they're really nice thrown in with a roast, so I'm going to throw some of those in. And I'm going to put in a little bit of garlic, and also I've just got a few sprigs here of rosemary. So anyway, getting started, what I'll do is probably my more dense root vegetables to start with. So I'm just going to go through and just start chopping up some of the sweet potatoes. So we're just doing a fairly chunky mix, but obviously with something like kumara, I might get a slightly larger knife which will help me out there as well. With something like kumara, we want to chop it into reasonably small pieces because it'll cook faster. That's really why we're doing it, because if you have huge chunks, it's just going to take a lot for the heat to get right through to the centre and cook it through. So we're just doing them into sort of finger end type pieces, sort of chunks. And so I'm just going to pop them straight onto a non-stick baking dish. Now I've preheated my oven. I've got it on the lower oven actually, just because I wanted it at a different temperature to the pork. And so I've preheated that at around 180 degrees Celsius, 180 Celsius, which is 360 degrees Fahrenheit. So just preheating that, ready for when we put these delicious vegetables in. We'll do those beetroot now. Now bear in mind with beetroot, it's a vegetable that it's full of lots of good things, but especially has the quality for purifying your blood, so it's really good. However, when you're roasting it like this, it will colour some of your other vegetables, and also makes things go a little funny colour when you visit the bathroom. So just don't be panicky if after you've had a reasonable amount of roast beetroot that things aren't the colour that they usually might be. So that's good though, it's just a case of it working its way through your system, so nothing to be worried about there. Just going to throw a few of these sprigs of rosemary in underneath everything, because what will happen is as you're cooking the vegetables, the aroma from that rosemary will just work its way up through your vegetables, so don't be scared of it, just plonk it in there. So we're going to have a fairly full baking tray here of vegetables, but there's nothing to be bothered about in that. With these peppers, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave them fairly chunky. So we're just going to sort of chop them into pieces. We don't have to really do them into strips or anything like that. We're just going to do them into chunks. So it's sort of a nice chunky roast vegetable medley. And also I guess it means if you don't like peppers or capsicums, then they're reasonably easy to find and pull out as well. So you just throw those over the top. Throw the capsicums in as well, not capsicums, the courgettes. You sort of just keep mixing bits and pieces in there. So just grab a handful of tomatoes and just pop them in, and just have cherry tomatoes. I've just got 2 punnets there, but really it's just a case of grabbing whatever you like the look of. Just halving those and then just chopping them into chunks. I think that should do us, and what we're going to do now is just put a little bit of ground black pepper over the top, and then we're just going to pour some oil over the top of all of that as well, and that's just going to help all of that on its way, like so. So I've got a fairly well stocked tray there of roast vegetables, and we're just going to pop them straight in there, and we're just going to let them do their thing. So that's going to take us about 45 minutes. I'm actually leaving the garlic out just because I just want to get things in there. So we'll just go from there, get stuck in. See you back here in about 45 minutes when we're ready to start pulling those delicious vegetables out and having a little bit of a play with our pork. So see you then. Catch you in a few minutes. Okay, hi and welcome back. So in the last couple of minutes, what I've done is I've just put the oven up, switched it across to grill, and I just turned it up to about 200. Or actually no, it's probably closer to about 225, which is 450 degrees Fahrenheit. And when you're doing that, you just pop the dish right up to the top, and you just keep your eye on it. And what happens with the skin on this is that it just starts puffing up like popcorn or that sort of thing. And you just got to keep your eye on it because it's really important, because it will burn in just an instant. So don't take your eye off it. So this is crisped up beautifully, and what we do is we just cut it into strips. Now, obviously this is quite a fatty dish. It's very rich, so it's not the sort of thing that you're going to have a heap of, but I'm just going to chop it into just chunks, so sort of just a couple of strips like that, and they're just going to be delicious. And then just serve that up with some of the roasted vegetable medley there that I've put together. So anyway, here's one that I've just plated up just a moment ago. So there you have it, guys, a really delicious paleo pork belly with a medley of roasted vegetables. Really hope you enjoy it. I know I will, and I'll look forward to seeing you back here for the next paleo recipe. See you soon.